What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your local neighborhood hood cat checking in. What's up? Ain't nobody out there. I see zero thing. I'm gonna just continue eating. Y'all know I'm sick, so I have to eat some soup. So one of cat's specialties is soup. I don't know if any of you ever had any Jamaican style soup. It's just pretty much regular soup. Lots of herbs, lots of spices, you know, stuff to make you feel better. But it's extremely hearty. Extremely hearty. It's like a whole meal in a bowl with a whole lot of broth. It's like you take your whole dinner and you put it in a pot with some water and make a soup out of it. But it's just a blend of spices and herbs that determines how. Shannon, what's up? It determines how well the soup is. So I'm just having some Jamaican soup cast made for me to help me heal. This is a pea soup. It's a red pea soup, and it has all the stuff that you know help you heal. Mm, yeah, I'm sorry I have to eat on here, but I'm just kind of in and out. I wake up, I sleep, and I wake up. I sleep for short periods of time, and I wake up. I think this medication is messing with me. So I sleep and I wake up. I sleep for like 30 minutes. I like nod off for like 30 minutes, and then I wake up. You know, and I nodded off, and it was a little more than 30 minutes, and I wake up. It's like 7:40. It's like, oh shit. If it wasn't for Zadie playing the drums, I probably would have overslept. And I was just sitting there. I knew I had to go on live soon at like 6 something. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm getting there. I'm in and out, man. Sometimes I'm slow. Sometimes I'm quick. Shanna, I know. I haven't been eating properly because I haven't had an appetite. One, because I've been constipated, and so you got to. I got to. The doctor said I got to eat though. I have to eat to heal. I mean, calories is food is a healing thing. So I have to eat more. I lost like 7 pounds, and I can't afford to lose no weight. I can't afford to lose no damn weight. And I lost like 7 pounds just sitting there, like a pound a day. Yeah. Anyway, who else is in here? Holler at me. I see Shannon and Jason. Holler at me. Holler at me. Let me know you there. While I'm grubbing. You know what I mean? Who else there? Holler at me, man. Well, today's topic, right, came about usually like my usual topics come out. It all starts out like about a gun. You know what I mean? It all starts about most of my conversations start out about a gun. You know what I mean? One of the things that they ask you when you go to the doctor was, what I mean, is there firearms in the house? Integrity. What up? Is there kids in the house? Check, yes. Firearms in the house. Are the firearms locked up? Is the ammunition separated from the firearm? It's like you're going to the doctor where you got to answer all these questions. You know what I mean? It's like they invading your privacy one way or the other. So I wonder if you could choose to answer these questions at the doctor's office. And every time you walk in the doctor's office, is there firearms in the house? Um, are the firearms locked up? Are the children in the house? Are the ammunition separated from the firearms? This is just like the doctor's protocol or the doctor's protocol orders. Another thing that led segue to this conversation was I was talking to somebody that's in the chat right now, Integrity, and we were actually talking about, it wasn't about guns, it was more about ATVs. You know what I mean? Because he had his son on Instagram, his youngest son on Instagram, riding in the Razor. You know what I mean, doing his thing. So I was like, and the funny thing today was this morning I was out, trying to get me some coffee or whatever, and I told Zeta to come on to roll the store with me, and she bypassed the back seat of the truck, and Zadie gets in the front in the damn driver's seat. So I'm like, damn, it's maybe time for her to drive right now. You know what I mean? But I've been having issues teaching her how to ride her bike because she doesn't want to pedal. Uh, so I was like, yeah, maybe it's time for her to get her a little electric car. So I spoke with the Integrity, and about that, and just basically that. And then lo and behold, I was talking on the phone to another friend. He said, n- you know, um, he's planning his schedule out for the summer, but he got a couple of bar mitzvahs to go to. So I was like, so what? Just beating his head. I don't know what a bar mitzvah is, but mitzvah is basically a man, a boy transitioning to be a man. And my homeboy, uh, City Styles, he had a conversation about, telling me about some things that his son is going through. And I was like, damn, at what motherfuckers don't figure it out? And, his son is not a baby. He's grown, like 30 something, So at what point is this like we're talking about manhood? You know what I mean? What's the expectations of this shit? Like, who made this shit up? You know what I mean? At what point do what I mean, pass the buck to the next generation, like our sons and, what I mean, our nephews, and determine that there's a man? And at what point, what does that come with? What does that come with? You know what I mean? Yo, I'm online, man. I'm online. Anyway, people calling me know damn well I'm online. So anyway, say less. So yeah, so the whole thing was just about, what I mean, manhood. And I know I had a conversation with my own son, and it's like some of the things is like kind of completely like blows my fucking mind. I'm not 25 years old anymore. You know what I mean? But I've been there, and I don't know if I remember dealing with the same type of issues that he dealing with. The type of shit he dealing with, I was dealing with at 16. You know what I mean? But I don't know what that is, man. So I just wanted to discuss it, like just had it like a serious discussion. You know what I mean? Because this shit to me, what quantifies it? You know what I mean? Is it? Then there was another conversation last week. There was another conversation last week I had with someone. I think it was Integrity, about a 13-year-old that was a hardened criminal, that in order to save himself from being in prison for the rest of his life, he decided to flip and become an informant. Some people were calling this 13-year-old a snitch. Some people said that this 13-year-old or whatever it was a child and too young to be labeled as a snitch or live by a particular corny snitch code. But I was like, huh? This 13-year-old was already at 13 a hardened criminal who was doing hard grown man ass crimes. You know what I mean? So do we still give him the child pass? And does this child pass extend to, is there an age on manhood? You know what I mean? It's kind of iffy. So I'm gonna sit here and drop this link so I could kind of like, I'll appreciate if somebody come in here and join the conversation so I could kind of finish eating a little bit, because I really gotta get. I haven't been eating. I have to really get something in me before I take this fucking collage of masturbation medication. I mean, yeah, I'm feeling good, see, man. I'm all right. I'm in and out, man. Sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme quick. You know what I mean? That's the same for the day. Sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme quick. But I'll drop the link. But listen how I'm feeling. I gotta eat so my body can rejuvenate. You know what I mean? This Jamaican soup is good. The Jamaican soup is good, man. You ain't had no Jamaican soup. You go get some Jamaican red pea soup. You know what I mean? It does a lot of good things for you, but you know, you got to put them special ingredients to do what you wanted to do. You know what I mean? So beans is like this magic thing, man. I've been doing some research on beans, on different types of beans. And different types of beans do a lot of different type of shit. And that's another thing. A lot of us in modern day are disconnected from our natural healing stuff. You know what I mean? We're too dependent on this chemical medicine, and you know what I mean? That food is actually medicine. You know what I mean? How we can use food to treat our ailments. You know what I mean? We can see that food can kill us every fucking day, but what can kill can save. You know, what kills can save. So we know all this shit about sugars and all this stuff, but you know, there's foods that can counter some of that. You know what I mean? But nobody ever talks about that. Secret science, yeah, it's red beans and rice, man. This ain't red beans and rice. This is Jamaican red pea soup. The Cass made because I wasn't eating. Because sometimes she just makes stuff that's so big on a plate, I can't eat the whole plate. And once the food gets to a certain temperature, I can't eat. I can't eat it no more. Yo, when y'all have your soup and y'all put the meat in it, man, do y'all leave the bones in the damn soup? I was wondering. Anybody leave the bones in the soup? I don't know. Yeah, I was in and out. I almost didn't make it to the live, man. I was in and out, but I just really wanted to have a conversation about manhood because I'm tired of cats quantifying some bullshit. You know what I mean? And like, who made these standards? You know what I mean? Who made these fucking standards? Because it seems like some of the brothers dump down on westernized cultures and westernized ideals unless it's convenient for them. You know what I mean? Unless it's absolutely can fall into their line of convenience. I'm sorry, y'all. I just have to replenish my body. Yeah, Cass put the bones and everything in the soup. She put the bones, everything, the whole branch of the leaf with the branches on it at the time, the whole time, the branch, not the powder stuff, the fresh thyme, fresh basil. Woo, that's enough for right now. I just had to Get that taken care of. So yeah, roll up in here, man. Strap House Customs. What's up, big boy? What's up, Fridge? Yeah, but I'm just talking about this Manhood thing. I dropped the link. I'm gonna drop it again. If anybody want to put in their 2 cents, because I ain't got the energy to run a whole lot tonight. But I can sit here and get some input. I got to feed off of y'all for real, because yeah, I have to rock with y'all. City Styles, come on in and help me out, man. So here you go. Sweet James Jones. What's up, Dave?
What up,
What's up?
Armel? What up,
It ain't
Armel?
nothing. I can't
Stop,
call it, sweetie. Tell me about
stop.
this manhood thing. You seem to philosophize about this.
Yeah, I mean, you said who set the definition?
Yeah,
You think nature set the definition?
I don't know about nature, man. I don't know about nature. Oh, what is the standard? At what age does this happen? Let's just stick with this what's age thing from the conversation we had about this 13-year-old. I mentioned it earlier in the live. You know what I mean? That's put on his big boy pants and did his big man shit. And then when it's time to be held accountable like a man, he a baby again. He
Nah,
flip flop.
nah, nah. I don't think he's a baby again. It
He
was
chose to be a baby again. He chose to be a man, then he chose to be a baby again. You know what I mean? When it's time to take accountability for it. You know what I mean?
so
From the conversation that we've had. You
so
can
Armel.
explain more of the conversation on about it because I don't have a lot of energy.
All right, so you want me to expound on the scenario, right?
Yeah, drop the scenario and see if some people in the live try to respond, try to react to that.
All right. It was this young man. He got involved in some. It was a boy. He got involved in some illegal activities. And so to save himself, or he pretty much told on everybody. So, you know, people in the hip hop industry start coming down on the young boy. It's like he a snitch and he this and he that. Y'all know the routine. So my argument was, and a lot of other people, you know, that's a boy, man. His mind is not fully developed. And honestly, people don't want to face the fact. The fact we come from a snitch culture. Yeah, most. You can watch the first 48 hours. Mama and grandma gonna come in there and say, "Hey, tell them people what they want to hear. Tell them people what they need to know." And let's be honest, the same guy is saying, "Hey, yo, that young boy is wrong for snitching." They'll snitch. If you think that the majority is going to carry 20 years of their freedom or life for you, you're a fool.
Absolutely. I'm not disagreeing with you, but at the same time, right? And it's a shame that our culture has become like that. You know what I mean? It's a relative shame that our culture has become like that. But the bigger question is, right? At 13 years old, I think the young man that I was talking to earlier, he has to go to bar mitzvah. So I was like, how much is a bar mitzvah? How old? He said 13.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So at 13, in a lot of cultures, people are considered their rite of passage into manhood. You see what I'm saying? And to me, manhood, the very first definition on the very first standard of manhood is accountability. You see what I'm saying? So if that 13-year-old boy, whatever he doing, whether he doing criminal stuff or whether he doing stuff to go provide for his family, going milk the cow, grazing the farm, you know what I mean? Going out, delivering a job, getting the newspaper, contributing to the bills, you know what I mean? Contributing his little bit to the bills, dropping his 25% of his earnings into the house, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Whatever he's doing, you know what I mean? That's man shit. And that's what at 13 You know what I mean? If we're going to consider, if we're going to make that age 13, or whenever that young man chooses to take up the responsibility of giving them, like who gave this for the crimes that he was doing? Who gave him the paraphernalia? You know what I mean? Who gave him the entry? I'm not no virgin to the criminal underworld. You know what I mean? And I know a lot about the criminal underworld. And I know in the criminal underworld, there's not a lot of shit that people are forced into. A lot of that shit is voluntary. You know what I mean?
It's
Ain't
hold on, hold on,
nobody.
hold on, hold on. Yeah, I agree, but it's also manipulation too.
It's manipulation, but manipulation is to get somebody to do something that they ordinarily wouldn't want to do. You know what I mean? So once they once they know, the thing is to know if you're being manipulated or not, but it's still a choice that child makes. If that child makes that choice and crosses that threshold into manhood, whether you want to be a man, you want a job, you want to make some money, okay, this is what being a man is. Whether you walk, go and deliver newspaper, mowing lawns or something like that, you 13, you cross that threshold, this is what you want to do. Well, let me take this 25% and go into the house. Whether the parent is a good parent and actually pay bills with it, which is kind of fucked up, or just put it to the side to save for that young man later on expenses, or his college, or their college fund, or just build them up a nice little next egg for their later on in life. Because whatever that child's doing, it ain't making, it shouldn't be making that much. But I think they should even contribute to their own savings. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Now you said accountability.
Yeah.
What that kid was in, right?
You all right? You ain't getting pulled over, are you?
Nah, I don't know what happened. Been ambulances running. Uh, now you said accountability, right? That's one of the things about. I think accountability is part of being a man and a woman, or adult. But I agree with you. Now, with that said, the activities that he's in, now you're going to be held accountable for your action. But I'm talking about within that activity, is there even such a thing of accountability?
Of course. That's why you do the crime, you do the time.
No, remember I said outside there's accountability. That's what I was talking about. Outside, I'm talking about within. Is there a false sense of accountability?
Yeah, the accountability is do your time, do your own time. That's the code. Do
Yeah,
your
that's the
own time.
code. But what I'm saying is the whole activity is activity.
The whole activity is completely immoral.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So there's not a right. There's multiple wrongs and there's not a right. But when you're in the wrong, when you're in the wrong, you have to do right. Even if you're in the wrong, you still got to do right. You still have to maintain a sense of honor. Now, the whole shit morally is wrong, right? But just because you wrong don't mean you have to be all the way absolutely positively wrong. You know what I mean? It's bad enough that you do the shit. It's bad enough that you get caught. But it's not you're not supposed to save yourself by burning someone else.
now. With that said, you said honor. There's still a sense of
That's
code of
right.
honor,
So
right?
you could
Hold
keep
on, hold
doing
on, hold on.
wrong or you could do something right.
Let me finish. All right, you said it's a sense of honor or honor code. How is there a sense how? And I know that it's the illusion, right? But how in the hell can you have honor doing a dishonorable act? It's like an oxymoron, bro.
It maybe is because one is moral and one is immoral, right? But it's just like the Robin Hood syndrome. Rob from the rich and give to the poor. Did it make him wrong? Did it make him a hero or did it make him a villain? There's a very thin line between these moral lines. But the most important things, whether you live in your life immoral or moral or so-called moral, the threshold of your manhood is your accountability, whether
But now
you're a
let's go.
criminal or not.
Well, let's go back to the man. Let's go back to the word man.
Yeah.
The activity, okay, you saying at 13, right? That guy, the young man that told, right? He's that he stepped in the world of manhood, right?
He stepped voluntarily.
But what I'm saying is, listen, what he was into, that is not man activity.
So you're saying men are not criminals?
I didn't say that. I said the activity that he was in is not a bro. Anything that you will not be okay with your sons and daughters doing, I don't want my sons selling
Engaging in
damn
criminal
set.
activity
But
because
yeah,
you're
I don't
not a
want.
criminal.
Listen, I don't want my sons. When let's say, for example, if he was selling illegal substance, I don't want my son selling legal substance. So therefore, I'm not going to teach my son that because that is not activity conducive upon being a man. So he wasn't. You're holding him at the status of being a man, but the environment that he was in, that's not a man. A man's
That's because
environment.
you're an exception to it, right? Because
Exception to
I
what?
know I know men. I personally know men who don't have nothing else but to teach their son these illicit activities. And you can look at historically, is typically generations of gentlemen that subscribe to these criminal activities, and these skills are passed down from father to son, the grandfather to son, to every generation, because it's a skill, it's a trait. It's damn near, in some cases, it's a family business to be criminals. You know what I mean? Even though they know it's morally wrong, they do what they do because they do it, and they explain that this is a thing. You know what I mean? Some people say, "Hey, let my son get out of it." You know what I mean? Like if I look at that TV show Power or some shit like that, my man didn't want his son Tyreek to be involved in. He went to the best schools and all of this shit, and nothing he could do stop Tyreek from being a fucking drug dealer and a murderer. Nothing he could do. He isolated it. He lied to him. He pushed him away. He was completely far away from wherever he is. Now, he's dead and gone. And I'm watching the spinoff, Ghost, which is Tyreek's son. Tyreek is more risk. I like him better as a goddamn gangster than his daddy. You know, and he's a young college student. You know what I mean? He took that whatever his father was doing to a whole level, even though he was even isolated from it. He built it from scratch too. You know what I mean? So, and that's the type of thing that is. I know that show is kind of fiction, but that's the type of thing that I've seen. That's what make it realistic to me.
You know what? You know what? I tell young men this, bro. When I talk to them, I said some people jump in the game. Some people are born into that shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's pretty much saying the same thing you're saying, but with less words. I tell them some people are born into this shit.
yeah.
But just because a motherfucker was born into this shit, it still don't change the fact that is it that is not an activity conducive to being, a man. Just like they tell you, what's between your legs don't make you a man. What's between your legs don't make you a woman. It's your activity. If it's honorable activity, bro.
Well, there's dishonorable men and there's honorable men.
I say it's dishonorable boys and this honorable men. It's a difference
There's a
between
difference
men.
between the boys and the men. The difference between the boys and the men, right? And maybe I should have named the lob that. You know what I mean? But I really wanted to explore this manhood thing because I'm not sure where the first big thing is. I'm not sure about, and I was wondering if people in the chat could emphasize on it. Was is there an age? Is there an age? Because I was sitting there and I'm thinking about previous generations. You know what I mean? Like my grandfather and them, or myself and them. Or myself, and then I'm looking at my son, and then I'm looking at my grandsons are coming. I mean, my grandson I have and the one that's coming. I'm thinking about how they're going to be. You feel me? So at what age? You know what I mean? So I know for me, my manhood, my grandfather would tell me his story about how he came up to New York when he was 14 years old from South Carolina, and he fended for himself. You know what I mean? He's looking for his father. His father started a new family, and and ain't want to get fucked with him. Told him to get on before he gets spit on. He ain't got money for him. He ain't got nothing for him. So he had to hit the streets, shine shoes, hustle and bustle, do what the fuck he had to do in the 1930 in the late 1930s. You know what I mean? As a child, and he had to find a way, being that he was the oldest child, to send money home to South Carolina to his mother, because she didn't have a man no more, a husband no more, because he out there started a new goddamn family. You know what I mean? And wasn't sending shit home. He was taking care of his new family. So I have to at 14 years old, was my grandfather a man? You know what I mean? At 14 years old, was he a man? Uh, Sweet James Jones, you hear me? Yeah. Anybody in the chat? At 14 years old, was my grandfather a man? If y'all heard any of that. You know what I mean? Big Rack House Customs, anybody? Hello? Anybody home? I guess he dropped out. So at 14 years old, my grandfather was a man. So is there you know any saying on any words on that? You know what I mean? I'm crazy interested. Because I know I was growing up, you know, and men don't mean that you go out and have your own shit. When I was growing up, I was, you know, by myself. I was 7 years old because I had to go to school. I didn't go into the school in the neighborhood. So I was 7 years old. I was catching the bus to school a whole hour, the city bus. Who that? Fuck out of here. Where you been, man? What's up, Rodney?
I'm chilling, family. How are you?
I'm chilling, man.
Word. How's everybody doing right now?
Everybody good, man.
Love, what's up, brother? What's up, brother?
I'm
We
ch-
blessed.
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm here. Hold on. I think I'm. Damn it! I got a mic on the background.
Yeah, it's all good.
Damn it!
So yeah,
Yo,
integrity. You heard what I said about my grandfather. My grandfather was up
yeah,
here
yeah.
14 years old, banging out. You know what I
But
mean?
it was a different era. I totally well, you haven't made a statement.
Fuck,
I
man. My
think
What's he a
phone
man?
is bugging right now.
yo, it's a
You.
yo with age is I think age is just a number. It's your mentality. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. What do you mean by
It's
the
a man.
mentality?
It's a mentality. Your frame of mind. Your the way you think. And
But I'm talking about
and
this.
hold
I'm
on. Let me
talking about.
finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. And then and it's shaped by your environment and what you around.
Mhm.
You know, because you can have, I know some cats my age and they just 40, 50-year-old boys.
Facts.
You know,
But
I
this
know
is the
some
point I'm
guys
trying
that's
to
40,
make,
50.
integrity.
Yeah.
The point I'm
You
trying
said
to
what
make
now?
is the fact about him being 14-year old, and I see a lot of people in the chat saying that it was a different time, a different era. Was his brain developed slower than kids today? No.
Mm-mm.
It was
That
what's
brain, that whole
required
brain
from him.
development, you ain't fully developed shit is bullshit to me. You throw that shit
The,
in the closet.
You know what?
Armel, it's
There's.
what's required.
Listen. Circumstances, Armel, can put you in different positions. Because I knew some generals at 14 and 15 years old. And I know some dudes who's 24, 25, who some straight suckers don't know shit about life.
Facts.
You know? So it is what it is.
Is that today? Is that today's standard?
It's still happening to this day. You'd be surprised, man, how many suckers who are a certain age, but there's kids out there who are straight generals. Like, for example, there was a little kid who got knocked recently. This kid was 16 years old and he was bringing in about 30 bands a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he had grown men on his payroll, grown men who should not be taking orders from a kid, but they're taking the orders. It still happens to this day, bro. It still happens.
Which segues this conversation. Mr. Sweet James Jones. This segues to this conversation. I had this conversation with Integrity the
Hmm.
last week, right? Are we raising as part of a man? We have to raise our boys, whether it's our own sons, our nephews, our grandsons, or just young men in the community. Are we raising them to be prepared, or are we babying them? Are we raising them to
Nah,
be
nah,
men?
nah, nah. We baby them. Yo, bro, before my children, my sons got teenage, before, and I talked to some other young men that's in their teenage years. You know what I told them? I said, look, do not let people tell you, oh, well, he's young, he's a teenager, he has to find his way, let him enjoy himself. I was like, bro, your teenage years set you up for your 20s. Take this
Fact.
shit serious. Stop
Fact.
floating. Like I tell AJ and Bradley, I don't give no, don't let nobody tell you because of your age what you can and cannot accomplish. Just because you're a teenager don't mean nothing. It's no time to relax. Because I
But you
like
know
I
what?
asked Bradley.
You're factual about that because if you look around the world, right? I'm just looking at the sky right now. I was looking at these planes flying off. Certain cultures are sending their boys to become men at 13, 14, 15, and 16 years old, but they're not stuck in this like Western culture. These boys got to go outside and build these farms, marry women, start breeding women, and building up their own little societies. And that's actually happening right
Are
now in this
contributing to
world.
their little community?
Yeah, they
Yep,
gotta do it. We're just
yep,
like not doing it. Like this weekend, I'm here in DC right now, or VA, I should say. And there's a lot of young, I watch a lot of young black leaders, and I'm sitting there watching this graduation class, and I see mad African dudes like who they're about 10 years younger than me, but they prepping these kids who's 18, 19, and these kids is like they got bachelors and masters, and they prepping them in a different avenue to do
yep,
different things, which was mind blowing to me. Like, I'm like, yo, shit. Like, my son's 22, and I'm watching kids like 6 years younger than him, 4 or 5 years younger than him, and these Africans are really doing their thing out here, building these kids to try to take over their world.
yep,
You know what I mean? So it's
yep,
it's it's really on us. And then you driving through DC, you seeing other cousins and other family and friends, and you like, damn, they pops and these people's fucked. Pardon my French, but fail these kids.
I can say from my
Bananas.
own personal experience, what I mean, my pops told me, what I mean, when I was maybe been like 13 or 14, probably around the time
Hmm.
I got my first real job. That
Yeah.
nigga came up to me and he said, look. He said, I'm out there fucking around. I'm fucking around with this guy on the
Hold
side.
on. This nigga don't lock me out, yo.
Yeah. I was out there fucking around with this dude that's next door to
And then
Botany
Yeah,
Brain.
yeah, yeah.
take your socks off because all that's pounds on the side.
I
Hold on.
was
I'll be
out
right back, gentlemen.
all right. I
Peace.
was out there messing around with City Styles, and I was told that he said, look, I was out hanging out, going to hip hop parties, going to the city, doing my shit, you know what I mean? Going to parties and shit, getting girls or whatever. So I was spent all my money and I ain't had shit to get to work with or nothing to eat. So he's like, yeah, you messed up. So I was like asking my mother for some money, and my mother ain't have no money to be fucking giving me. Goddamn, go to work and have something. I got it anyway. But the point was, you could play now, but you're gonna pay later. You're gonna
you
pay for
already
that
got
shit.
tickets.
So you're gonna go ahead and party your ass off and do all of this ill shit, but you're
Yep,
gonna pay for it. But the choice is gonna be yours.
yep, yep.
You
I
could
think I
play, you could play like a child and have fun, but you're gonna pay for that shit later. And that right
mm-hmm.
now you're making your own little change. Peanut told me you're making your own little change now. You can
Yep,
fuck it up all the fuck you want, but
yep,
you're gonna pay for that shit later. You're gonna have to beg, borrow, or intimidate yourself just to get another couple of dollars to fucking go to get the work to eat or go without. You know what I mean?
Facts, facts.
Holla at me, City Styles. What's good?
Nothing much, man. How you feeling?
Sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme quick.
What up, City Styles?
How you doing, my brother?
Ain't not much, my brother. Chilling,
What's
chilling.
up, Joe Rock? Yeah. So what you want to input, man?
I'm intaking right now.
All right, man. You just intake, man. But that's what
Well,
I
look,
saw.
look. I got something. What you know? What make a man? You train, which train young men. We got young men around here floating like that on vacation, and then you want to tell them at 18, 19 years old, now it's time to stand up and be a man. You have to give young men responsibilities at an early age and get them trained, just like with everything else, bro. You got to get them trained to take on responsibility, how to how to problem solve. You know what I mean? You know,
We got
you
to
got to.
prepare them.
Yep.
The problem is these young men that's coming up in this world are ill prepared to be men. But
Nope.
scientists
Yep.
say their brains are not developed. Their brains is fucking fine. They're not fucking. They're not trained. They're not educated. Whether it's morally, or physically, or responsibly to be accountable. They were never taught. They were never educated to become men. And I could switch this back to my man City Style so he could go on rampant that I know what he gonna say. They raised by a woman and a woman can't teach them how to be men. Tell me, City Styles, that's not what you gonna say.
Mel,
What's up?
don't get me going with that, man.
I'm
That's
getting you
not
going,
where we
man.
want to go,
This is
man.
your spot, baby. But we ain't gonna make this no black woman type
Most
thing. We
well,
just gonna make
listen.
it.
Well, we're gonna
We all
we got.
agree that these young men are ill prepared for manhood.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
of
that
course,
definitely.
of course they are because they're raised by women. The
Yes.
major,
Tell me. Go ahead. Talk that
the
shit.
majority of our children are raised by women, and so that's the product. You know what I'm saying of the situation, and that's the problem right there. I mean, because it's not enough men. You know, it's a small percentage of men raising their children. So it's only but so much they can do. You know what I'm saying? The
It's not in
women
their
And that's
are
wheelhouse.
fact, Dutch. That's
the
fact,
women
City
are the
Styles.
one that's the women are the one that's raising these men for the last 50 years. Single women been raising us.
I got to think, right? And you may be right on that factor. But I'm gonna
No,
say
I'm
this.
definitely right.
Okay, I'm not disputing that. But there's sometimes it's what I'm seeing now. I can only tell you what I'm seeing now, right? Because I'm seeing a problem now, and there's a lot of guys that's in these women's lives that's raising their son, but they baby feeding them and spoon feed them. Because if they break them, you know what I mean? Oh, don't be too hard on those damn kids. Oh, you too hard. All we trying to do is prepare them because it's a hard fucking world out there. But sometimes the old lady in our lives, our wives and shit, don't allow that. You know what I mean? Because that's their baby.
There's only a small percentage
That's their baby.
of
They
families that have mothers and fathers in them. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
that's a fact.
It's only
But I want to
a
look at
small
this.
percentage.
I want to look at this. What if the father is there and he likes some Sigma ass nigga?
What if what?
A father's there in that scenario. He don't. He
Okay,
can't. Sometimes a Sigma dude,
and that doesn't
he can't. He
guarantee
can't raise
anything.
his kid properly because it's a queendom. You know what I mean?
A matriarch is the proper
Yeah,
term.
it's a matriarchal issue. You know what I mean? It's a queendom. It's not a kingdom. You know what I mean? So he can't get that boy. Get off your butt. Get off your butt. Go out there and mow that daggone lawn. Go out there and mow the labor lawn and the lawn down the street and earn. Oh, you can't make him do that. He got to do his schoolwork. His schoolwork come first. You know what I mean? So then that boy is like, well, I'm gonna just do bare. He gets into this bare fucking minimum mentality to just get
Well, it's
by.
not even. It's
Just
not
do
even
enough
that.
to get by.
No, it's
You
not
know
even
what I
that.
mean?
He just gets real. It's emotions. You know, they get real sensitive. You know
Even
what I'm
when
saying?
even when there's a man in the house, if the woman is more dominant in the relationship, you know what I mean? It's still like that young man is being raised by a woman. It's still the same way.
Um,
Because there's niggas there's men that don't know how to be men. So they just with a woman. You know what I mean? They just there. They just there, you know what I mean, getting them a piece of something, you know what I
well,
mean?
those are usually beta males that earn
Nah,
less than their
there's
women.
beta, sigma,
Those are
gammas, and all
those
the
are
rest
usually
of them,
beta
bro.
males that earn less than their women, and they have to tolerate it. They don't have no choice.
Well,
But you
however,
know
yeah,
what? You know what? You know what? If you let the amount of your paycheck, if you let the amount of your paycheck allow any woman to dominate you, bro, you got guys that got a big paycheck and they still allow their women to dominate them.
yeah,
I
I
don't
know
give
them
money
too.
value. Money value ain't got a motherfucking thing to do
Motherfucking
with
thing
it.
to do with it.
I don't give a fuck if I make a hundred
Nothing.
thousand, she make a million. I don't give a fuck. And
It
at the
don't
end
have
of the
nothing to
day,
do with it.
at the end of the day, let's be honest. Since we're gonna have a real conversation, these men that's scared to be gatekeepers of the truth, a lot of it ain't got nothing to do with the fucking money. Got to do with they don't want to lose their goddamn coochie. So the motherfuckers won't tell the truth and push back. And at the end of the day, all women love a strong man that push the fuck back. Even though she might complain, she might bitch, she might grope, she gonna respect the man. Like just like I don't give a fuck if my woman love me or not, but you gonna respect me. Respect is love to me. You feel me? Like you got plenty of women that love a man, but you disrespect him. If you're getting in the way of me correcting my son and getting his ass, that's not no respect. I don't give a fuck you. That's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? And these young men are paying the price. You know.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you something. When about maybe 15 years ago, I had 4 vehicles that go to the hood every day and pick up these young men so I can work with them and deal with them. When the problem started when I dropped them off at home, cause they so used to getting cuddled and shit. You know.
So this is my thing. A man has to know one thing, you know what I mean? An introduction to manhood. And if I could create my own course to introduce the old Armel into manhood, the very first thing, and I don't think I was because Peanut gave it to me. First thing you had to do is learn how to earn. You know what I mean? Learn how to earn. Whether you choose that earning value as you know what I mean, going to consumers or key food and packing bags to get your little snacks and your little toys, your little comic books or whatever, or you're going to go out there and do adverse activities and do it regardless of whether it's moral or immoral. You have to learn how to earn. You know what I mean? So if I could go
Fact.
back and share that which I was given at a very young age to prepare me for manhood, that first thing would be learn how to earn. You know what I mean? Not do your fucking homework, learn how to fucking earn. You know what I mean? So go pack some bags, mow some
Which one?
grass if you live in the suburbs, deliver some newspapers. You know what I mean? Shine some damn shoes. I noticed that's what my grandfather did when he came to New York, and he lived and ate off his tips, slept on a bench until he got him a room. You see what I'm saying? Shine some shoes. He learned how to earn. He knew how to earn probably from down in South Carolina or something. But that's the first thing, right? The second thing I would have to teach and a lot of us do it, you know what I mean? But is learn how to protect. You know what I mean? Learn how to protect yourself, right? And that's mentally and physically. So that boy got to know how to throw them things, man. They got to know how to throw them things or run like a motherfucker or something. Learn how to protect yourself, and that
That's right.
also extends to mental knowing if somebody is trying to manipulate them. You know what I mean? Like, nah,
Hey,
that shit
hey,
don't
all
sound
male,
right.
all male,
What's up?
all male. Hey, City Styles, real quick, bro. I'm at the movie theater with my fam. I'm getting this movie, man. But hey, beautiful topic, man.
Yeah, I'll talk to y'all later, baby. Talk to you
Have
later.
a blessed
All right,
one. Have a blessed
go.
one, brother.
Yeah. Anybody else want to come in? I'm dropping the link. But yeah, learn how to, if I could teach these young men, if I could write a course to teach these beta ass niggas, you know what I mean? Because this is 2 Hour for Life channel. You know what I mean? This is all A. You know what I mean? This is 2A, and you got 2A's on here right now on the panel. You know what I mean? Uh, but if I could go back and get these young men an instruction book. So first, learn how to teach these young men how to earn. You know what I mean? Second thing, how to protect themselves physically and protect themselves mentally. You don't want no weak ass manipulated boy that, oh, you gonna go do anything for these girls so you can be cute and impress them. You know what I mean? Absolute wrong shit to be teaching these dudes. So they grow up trying to impress these girls the whole goddamn time and thinking that the girls like what they're trying to impress them with. Teach them how to be themselves as an individual and develop their own personality. You know what I mean? And the girls will come to them. You know what I mean? That shit ain't really taught like that. You know what I mean? Teach them the art of attraction. You see what I'm saying? You know, teach them the rules of this shit. But go ahead, add on City Styles. Anybody else want to come in and drop in? Because I'm only staying on for an hour. But go ahead.
Well,
What's up?
the thing about it is, it always go back to the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the children are being raised by single women.
Mm-hmm. So if you could give these stupid single women,
You
if you
can
could,
tell
I'm
the
asking you a
guys.
question. One question. If you could give these single women, right? You multiply, you a real dude, right? And you have to write an instruction manual book to these single women who are independent and hell all, and they don't need no man, but they got sons. And you need to tell them, like, look, I know, understand you a single woman and you ain't got no really man around, but your son need to learn these things. What would that book include? Because that's for real is the best thing that we could do for them.
Well, it depends on
We could be like
age.
an online, their online virtual real nigga.
It depends on age. It depends on age range
But yeah,
because
a
because you
mother with
can't
growing up
because you
sons,
can't.
a mother with growing up sons. What
Well,
would you
it
give them?
depends.
Just basic
Well, look,
instructions. Basic instructions on how to raise their sons to be
I'm
right.
telling you, it depends on the question. It could be a mother that's 20 something years old, or a
Okay,
mother that's
start with that one. What would
40
you teach her?
something years old.
What would you teach
You
her?
know what I'm
What
saying?
would you put in your instruction book
Well, it
for her?
depends. You know,
Make one in each category. The more books, the more merrier.
every situation is different. You got to talk to them and find out how they wind up being a single mother.
If I'm trying to
But
package something up and sell it,
no, listen to
it's
me. I'm
regardless of whether
telling
it's
you,
single mother. She's
everybody's
missing a man.
every
She's missing a man. So what you're going to do is we selling her a man in a book.
no, it ain't about that. You got to find out why she doesn't have one in the first place.
Because
You
she's
know,
fucking
because listen
brainwashed
to
and
me.
assimilated.
Because no, listen to me. Because if you don't get to the root of the problem of why she's single in the first place, you can give her 1,000 men, it ain't gonna matter. So you
No,
find out why she doesn't have one in the first place.
because she doesn't want one.
Well, yeah, I mean, and so now that's the
And
younger
she
reason.
feels
But
she doesn't need one.
well, if she doesn't need one, buy a dog and die alone. That's all you can
Yeah, but
tell
she
me.
has a boy that she got to raise.
I don't. That's not my problem. So what?
It's not a
So
matter of
what?
your problem. It's
Fuck
a
them
problem.
kids.
That's your
I don't
problem
care.
because
That's
that
not my
same boy could
problem.
be a boy that could bust you on
If
top of your
she's
fucking
saying
head for nothing.
if she know as an intelligent person the solution is to have a man, and she's saying she doesn't need one, bless her on her journey.
Or what if she got a beta, a bad beta who just
I
all they
don't.
want is
That's
the
not my
all
problem.
they want is this all
I
they
don't
want is a
care
slight.
about women like that. My thing is, I try to teach people that want to
See you,
learn.
but this is the problem I'm having. This is the problem I'm having with you, City Styles.
I
Your
don't
shit
care
is too
about those women
personalized,
that don't
bro.
wanna. They don't need no
The
man. Bless
problem
you
I'm
on your
having,
journey.
the problem I'm having with what you're talking about is it's too personalized. I can't package that shit up and sell it.
Well, that's okay. I can sell anything
Well,
all
package
the
it up
time.
and make a manhood book that I could give to these young ladies and struggling men.
I talk to
And I'm
people.
looking for
And
I'm looking
I
for
talk to
input.
people
But
individually.
yours is more of that bitch need to go see a psychiatrist.
I talk to people. I talk to people.
Yeah,
I
I'm not a
talk to people
psychiatrist, bro.
individually. Me neither.
I'm not a psychiatrist, so
I
I could
talk
talk to
to
people
people.
all day and they could
You
tell
know,
me their problem.
and
But
I focus
I'm
more,
solution and product orientated.
but I focus more on the younger people. You know, because the older people are just stuck and they are who they are. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do what they're gonna do, and nobody can tell them nothing for the most part. So I focus on the younger people because they're more like clay. You know what I'm saying? They're more willing and they're more accepting information and they're more willing to change and
So okay,
be
we
different.
got that. How would you package this up? You gonna sell to all of these young girls who completely fucked up and they don't got no man. How you gonna tell them that here and they got a young son? How you gonna help them get their sons without being in their beds? Help them without having interest in them or their fucking problems, to help them develop their fucking son into a man, so that her son don't grow up to be the guy who busts you in the head with a fucking stick.
I don't care about that. That's not my responsibility and my
It is your
job.
responsibility, bro. As
No,
a
it's
man,
not.
you own the world. You the maker, the owner. You the maker, the owner. You own
I
this
am
shit.
of my
So
world.
if you own it,
I don't reach
you're
too far
responsible
outside of
for
that.
it. And you don't live in a world by yourself, so you're responsible for other people and those
No, no,
around
no.
you.
I mean, I got other people, but I'm not trying to,
So,
that's not my
you
thing.
part of
I'm
the
not trying
problem
to,
then, bro.
yeah, I'm not trying
You
to
part
make
of the
people
problem then.
change. I just speak the truth. I say the truth when I
Yeah,
talk to people.
and we all do,
I'm not
man. But the
trying
truth
to,
is
I'm
relative.
not trying to make
The
somebody
truth is
and
relative when you're living in the matrix, man. This shit is
because
Alice
we're
in Wonderland.
because right now we're in an information age where we're the most informed than we've ever been. So nobody's naive and nobody's stupid now. So I ain't got to go through all that now. Everybody know what it is. If you doing what you're doing, you doing what you're doing. I speak the truth to the people I talk to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, you speak to me, you're gonna get the truth. And that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Well. Anyway, thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on and putting your and speaking your truth, Dutch. I really
No,
appreciate
I
it.
speak the truth, not my truth.
Yeah,
I just speak
yeah,
the
yeah,
truth.
yeah, yeah. It ain't my truth, bro. But
Yeah, no, I don't speak
you
my
can have
truth.
that
My
shit.
truth, my truth is totally different. But I speak only truth.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, we living in a rabbit hole, bro, and the world is fucked up. So this is what I'm gonna say, man. Thanks for coming on, man, and I really appreciate you. But I'm gonna let this live slide for in like 3 minutes. Thanks everybody who's still left in the comments, and I appreciate all of y'all. Take care, y'all. I'm gonna just end it because
Oh,
I'm not feeling so good. But yeah,
hope you feel better,
I'm
my
gonna end the
brother.
live
Take it
stream.
easy.
But go ahead now, Dutch. You got 2 minutes.
No, I hope you feel better, my brother. Be blessed, man. I'm
Yeah.
always here. You need anything.
Yeah, I'm in and out of the game, man. I'm in and out of the game. I wish I could go a little bit longer, but no, I'm not.
Nah,
I'm
you
not even gonna
good,
push
man.
myself like that.
Thank you for coming on, and I'll always be there, my brother.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it,
Keep
man.
on
It's much
casting,
love.
and I'll be there.
Yeah, it's always much love, man. Shanna, thank you for coming, man. Everybody say later in the chat if you still there. Yeah, I just want to shoot. Yeah, whatever, man. It's all good, man. But thank y'all for coming through. I'm just keep it short. And peace, 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 peace. Good night.